Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time we deduced that Ms. Pavlova here was assisted by all the crewmates aboard the ship, who actually ended up drugging every passenger aboard the ship, with their chicken to hide the fact that she was there. However, we're thinking that this was done so that they could hide the fact that they could lock the door by making an emergency stop, causing the ship to sway to one side, causing the latch on the door to swing shut. So anyway, here we're under the impression now that one of these two here was at the scene of the crime, and just like the other times if we had this rotating view, I'm pretty sure we're going to discover something that's going to incriminate them. More specifically here, Stroganoff here, when we rotate behind him. Oh, I don't actually see anything yet. Oh, there it is. Ink stain, take that. That's mighty suspicious if you ask me. Seaman Stroganoff, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there.
Eh? Ah, yes, I don't know where that dirt comes from.
So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain?
What are you trying to say?
It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform, and I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves what that stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is my university collar pin. Take that! But no, it's gonna be the crime scene photograph, I believe. Take that. Yes, it's in this photograph, and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform.
Ink?
A rather unusual color of ink. Purple.
Oh!
Ah, the penny drops, at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present at the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt.
Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in Dead Student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then, I pressed button to make Bureau do emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
How did he know that Ryunosuke was in the wardrobe, though? I wonder. Biff, please.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Biff, please, you must help me.
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend.
Everything that happened in the cabin is like Angel told you.
The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Osagi's cabin. Then he tripped over and broke his neck when he fell to the floor?
Yes, that is right.
So after the incident when the cat ran away, Ms. Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers? Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door is not locked. So she opened to look. And you already know what happened after.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asoji's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why?
I already told you. When Nina opened door of student's cabin, it locked.
I was asking Miss Pavlova. Gosh. Yeah, don't interrupt. Well, Miss Pavlova? Duh. Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So, is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Scholz? This photograph? Yes, I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, those are the facts. There's one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural.
What do you mean, unnatural?
What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, well... What is he talking about? If Kazuma tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of this photograph print seems unnatural? Well, how many things can I really select here? Is it the writing? Is it like, I assume it's the writing, right? Because how would he have known that Ryunosuke was in the wardrobe? That's what I want to know. Yes. This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma. So if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true, it is certainly peculiar, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. That particular crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I mean to identify another point. Oh, I see. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as the victim appears to have done here, it would be most unnatural. I'm sure you'll reach the same conclusion. How thoughtful you are, Mr. Scholz. Thank you for your gentle guidance. Apparently that wasn't it. Kazuma tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck. Which part of this photographic print seems unnatural? I don't quite understand. Like, I'm just imagining him, like, falling forward. Maybe it's like his, maybe it's like his, I don't know. Maybe it's like the ribbon around his head that's like on top of his body. Maybe that's it. Yes. It must be here. Sure. Okay, that was not it. Allow me to offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of detection, my dear fellow. When noting a crucial point, it can be helpful to keep your eyes open. They were open. And it can be equally helpful to use them. Sorry, I'll try that. You just called you dumb, Ryunosuke. I think it's plain what Mr. Scholz means by unnatural, isn't it? The word written in a foreign language underneath his fingertip, surely. That particular crest detail, blah, 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 blah. Losing your footing yourself. Would you land as the victim has? What of your hands? Oh. You look that sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be an easy task. Why do I? Is it his other hand? Like maybe there's supposed to be something in his other hand, yeah. Yes. Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madame. Would I keep you in suspense? Oh, it's the other earring. This is what I found. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right, a crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us?
Oomph, it tells us nothing.
I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks... It looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. When I was stumbling through the investigation earlier, of course. I did that on purpose, naturally. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue. The last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe! Find the answer with your own eyes. I know exactly where it is. It's not on her left ear, it's on her right ear. Oh, I can't select that. Maybe I have to look at this one. Yeah, there we go. Yes! Miss Pavlova, on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well. Oh! What? And on your other ear, there seems to be a crescent moon missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Did he, like, lose it in, like, a scuffle? And, like, he tried to, like, grab her face or something? I don't understand where they're going with this. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asaji must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. Or maybe he was... Or maybe, like, he just tried to reach out and grab you for stability and he just grabbed your ear or something like that. In other words, last night, in Mr. Asaji's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asaji do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no.
Angel?
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night... What did you do to Kazuma? Ugh! Yeah! I think that's it. That's gotta be the final breakdown. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible, long day. Yeah! Taka, wait! I really cannot do a consistent voice with her at all. I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Darka would not come back. So she probably just went next door. Just to, like, ask anyway. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Oh! Ah, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from a land in a faraway east know a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Oh, that's interesting. He's gonna be like, hey, I'll keep your secret if you keep my secret. He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait! I shouted. And then the cat. Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me. Oh, he hit his head on the bed. I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. Oh, that's so sad. It was just a big misunderstanding. Like, he was gonna open the wardrobe and tell Ryunosuke, but she thought he was gonna pull the cord. Oh, man. And that's when he went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty out in the passageway.
I heard Nina cry out and thud on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said,
Help me, Beef. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go. So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one will suspect the passenger in the cabin next door?
yes. I went into cabin and I looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway in wardrobe, still sleeping.
Right, that's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway.
I closed wardrobe drawers and put back strange paper sign.
Luckily for me, that's the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote that, so that person who found it would look inside wardrobe and find stowaway.
And tell me, what of the glass bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes.
Accordingly, the SS Bureau did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Oh, so she thought there was some... Like, you said an inspector was his friend. So, yeah, she thought he was friends with Hosonaga, which he is. And that Hosonaga was posted to, like, look for her or something like that. Ah, yes, meaning me. Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asaji really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? I think she was going to go for the wardrobe. Yeah. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... He was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. Man, the music has really kicked up, hasn't it? So this is how the cabin looked like last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama? Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. There's one thing I've learned today. It's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. Not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? Oh, this is cool. He was gonna look at the wardrobe.
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Oh! Miss Pavlova, please, think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asaji's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from another member of the crew. No, Mr. Asaji intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh, no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asaji was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Oh, that's so sad, man. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. So we're gonna send you to children's jail, so good luck with that. Have fun. I hope you'll never forget that. Yeah, I don't know what we should do with her, honestly. This is definitely just an accidental, case of killing someone here. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I would be crying too. What have I done? And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Bura was finally laid to rest. And it's 7:14 p.m. Wow, it's been a long day, hasn't it? Wasn't this in the morning when we started? What will happen to Miss Pavlova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. What English detective? Oh, duh. Well, I'm an idiot. I thought he was talking about himself for a minute, but no, he's just an inspector. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia, then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I did think about you, about how you lost a good friend. I would go with Nina. I would give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Duh. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes, I did stow away after all. Couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Aw, yeah. My cabin. What is that on the floor? Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. To think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Seriously, what is that on the floor? Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Susato-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. And she's holding a sword too, man. Oh, she looks so upset. No. Oh, no. If she's gonna cry, I'm gonna cry. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over, just like that. Susato-san. I know, it's so bad. I really liked Kazuma. I can't believe he's dead. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away. Just as he was. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That it was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Inspector, my duty was to see Asaji-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. Now I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. Why am I in handcuffs again? What? Huh? Oh, ha ha ha! Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo! What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I decided to restore them, for old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway, after all. Oh, ha 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 ha. You think this is funny? Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, even though you were completely wrong, you know, most of the time, but that's okay. No, not at all, not at all. It's a little late. May I offer my sincere condolences? The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you'll be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at next port, in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. Wait, hang on. Did I read that right? We have to return. It's just me that has to go back. Okay. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Mr. Asaji's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no. I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer And the study tour can continue, surely. And this is how Ryunosuke becomes a lawyer, I see. But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Yes. Miss Susato? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Oh! But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No. I'm not, but... I'm sorry, in that case I don't think there's even a chance it could work. But as I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo, that's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all that in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato? Aww. I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector, after all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next, and how to best make my report. And also probably get beaten up for it again. Good luck in the fight! Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asoji clan for generations. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it always. So then, Miss Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. You shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you too. Goodness, what is it? Please, throw me to the ground. 3 times. What? Oh, is this revenge for her throwing me to the ground before? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away. And the cabin door was locked from the inside. No! I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. And not just once, but 5 times. Ha, that number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it was only 3 times, wasn't it? Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling? Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I'm a somewhat accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. And it looks like he's about to punch her in the face. Yes, I'd be honored. Oh, he just his fist just... I swear, like, the animation of his fist just, like, went into... Yeah, like, it goes into her face there. Or at least, like, behind it, yeah. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madame. Oh, of course. Oh, don't do it to me, though. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? Yeah! As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, arresting indeed. And that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Karuma. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asoji clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing you had to do. I still don't know what that was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Completion of episode 2. Let's definitely save our progress there. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Interesting. All right, guys. I really enjoyed that. That's got to be like the first Ace Attorney case with no courtroom or like trial. That was like very interesting. I didn't expect that was like even going to be possible, but that was a great like little mystery there. And there's no like forensics too. I'm surprised what little they can do with no like forensic activity as well. Like I said, that was a really amazing case. I quite enjoyed that. But yeah, guys, that's where we're going to leave the episode here. Next time, we'll begin episode 3 here, The Adventure of the Runaway Room. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to y'all next time. Have a good day, guys. Bye.